All right. I'm so happy to have you guys. A lot of you guys are my clients. A lot of you guys are my friends. A lot of you guys are my Instagram friends. I love it. All right, cool. So while I'm talking, go ahead and get all of your ingredients out. Go ahead and get your cutting boards ready. If everybody has an Instant Pot, crock pot, maybe a crock pot. I don't know, it's 7 o'clock. I don't want you guys staying up too late, but just mental notes. If you guys don't have an Instant Pot or a crock pot, don't worry, hang on, because I'm going to give you another alternative too. So for those of you who may not know, a few years ago, I was a private chef. I would cook in my clients' homes once a week, and I would do what's called batch cooking. So I would make like about 4 to 5 main meals and some sides, and my clients throughout the week would be able to pick and choose what they want and switch things around. I'm going to teach you guys the same thing. Okay. We're going to do what's called batch cooking. Whenever someone asks me, how do I meal prep? What is it that I make? Like, I don't even know where to start. I always say these things. Oh my gosh, do like a veggie frittata. We're going to just throw everything together in one pan. We're going to bake it. And that is a fast breakfast that you can have every single morning. Before you go to work, cut it, or maybe the night before, cut it, put it in a container, and your breakfast is done. And we're going to make it really beefy. Okay. I always say we're going to beef up our breakfast, which means we're going to add not only eggs, but we're going to add like turkey bacon or lean meats or whatever other protein you want, plus veggies. And we're also going to do some potatoes. So it's going to be a really hearty frittata, a very hearty breakfast. Okay. Breakfast is very important. You always want to make sure that you are breaking your fast breakfast, right? Break your fast with protein, right? So we're doing that. I'm also going to teach you guys how to just do one protein, and I'll get to extending it and stretching it later on. But first of all, we are going to, and something else that we're going to do is we're going to make meatballs to just keep in our freezer. Okay. Keep it in your freezer. Did everybody get the other helpful items like the barbecue sauce, maybe the frozen veggies, things like that? If you didn't, that's not on the shopping list. That is on the menu list, but it's always good to have. And I'm going to explain that at the end, why. We always want to make sure that we are prepared, okay? Because how many of us have a goal, we have a plan, but then we don't prepare for it, and then we're off plan, right? And we don't get to our goal. It's very, very important to prep. So here we are, let's prep. We're first going to start with throwing a large chicken in our Instant Pot, okay? So if you have your large chicken, everybody have an Instant Pot. If you have a crock pot, cool. If you have a crock pot, throw it in your crock pot, cover it, and let's put it in the refrigerator, okay? But for right now, let's open up our chicken, okay? I have a cutting board here, and I have a plastic. I do not want to cross-contaminate, which means I don't want to be cutting veggies on the same cutting board as I am using my chicken with, right? So I'm going to go ahead and open this. I'm going to do this in my sink because all the chicken juice is going to come out. But I'm also going to show you guys. It's so slippery. There we go. I'm going to lay a little bit of paper towel down. All right. I've got my chicken here. I have done cooking classes before, and you guys are so afraid of chicken. I don't know why, but go ahead and reach in there. If your chicken comes with giblets or a bag, all right, you can just toss this. Some people will open it up and add it to a freezer bag. And once they have enough, chicken bones, chicken gizzards, and everything like that, they'll make like a bone broth. So that's always a good idea. But tonight, I'm going to toss it. Okay. I do not care about rinsing chicken because I'm going to cook this baby anyways, right? You're going to see a lot of these shortcuts tonight. All I want to do is just pat it dry, right? Even the inside, just pat it dry. now,
Wash my hands real quick.
and again, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and unmute, ask me, or you can write it in the chat. So now that we've patted it dry, you can add whatever seasonings you want, okay? I am just gonna add salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder. I'm gonna keep it really basic because this is what we're gonna stretch into multiple meals later on. Once this is cooked, we're gonna shred it, okay? And then we can add barbecue sauce with it later on. We can add teriyaki sauce. We can add it to like a chicken salad with some mayonnaise, right? So we can use this in many ways. So I like to keep the seasonings versatile, okay? So a lot of my OGs will remember that this is what I call three amigos. I use this for almost everything. This is salt, onion, and garlic powders. And I add it to one container because I use it for everything and it saves a lot of time, right? So you can see I'm almost done with it too. So I'm just gonna add a bit of this. Add a little pepper. I'm gonna flip it, do the other side. All right, easy enough. And I'm gonna take this sucker. I'm gonna put it in my Instant Pot. If you are using an Instant Pot, you do not need liquid, okay? So we're gonna take our chicken, okay, in the Instant Pot. And we're gonna go ahead and set it. If you guys aren't familiar with an Instant Pot, it is a pressure cooker. It's a slow cooker. It does like a bunch of things. I've only used it for pressure cooking and for slow cooking. But here it already has some presets like soup, meats, beans, poultry. It doesn't matter. Those are preset by you, not the company. So even if I were to do beans and chili, it's at 28 minutes. I don't want it for 28 minutes. I already have it on poultry for 70 because every time that I make this chicken, I just do it at 70. All right. So I have it at poultry. I've set it for 70. You can also do manual and set it. Okay. Put the top on it. Make sure that it's sealed. And that's it. First one is done. And it took us maybe 6 minutes. All right. Do we have
I have
water?
a silly question. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, do we add water?
No, you don't need to add water if you're using
Okay.
an Instant Pot.
Okay.
If you're using an Instant Pot, you don't need to add liquid. You're going to get a lot of that moisture from the chicken. If you're using a crock pot, because it is slow cooking, then you are going to add a little bit of liquid. You could do a little water, right? You could do a little chicken broth, okay? And if you don't have an Instant Pot or a slow cooker, when we do the one sheet veggies, you're just going to add it to that sheet. Okay. So you're still going to be able to cook that chicken. So that's done. All right. The next thing.
Angie,
I have a question.
quick
Sorry.
question.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
me too.
Alyssa, go ahead.
Is 70 minutes or 70 for the instant pot that I have? You said 70? Okay.
70.
And on meat? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Or yeah, whatever. It
Sorry.
doesn't matter.
I have the same question for the setting for the Instapot. I set it to an hour and 10 minutes and it says medium or high. Do I leave it at a medium?
You could do high heat is a high pressure. I mean, high pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. It would even.
Oh, so the option pressure cook, not keep warm, right? Just
Correct.
meat,
Correct.
pressure cook. Okay.
Correct. So it should say high pressure, normal. I mean, in the Instant Pot that I have. This can even take maybe.
Hello. Sorry. I am so sorry.
Okay. I'm so happy that he's cooking with you. This is so important. I like to see the husbands in the kitchen. I like to see the kids in the kitchen. I know I have a lot of some of my clients, the husbands actually cook for them. Very, very lucky. Unfortunately, my I see you, Mike. Unfortunately, my boyfriend's running late. If not, I'd have him in the kitchen too. All right, let's do the frittata. Okay, so this is going to be our beefy breakfast. We're going to start for crock pot. Yes, you could do it on high if you're going to cook it in like 4 to 6 hours, or you can do low for 6 to 8 or more hours. So if you have your chicken, go ahead and throw it in your crock pot, put it in your refrigerator, and tomorrow morning before you go to work or whenever you get up, put that sucker on for low until the evening when you come home. It'll be done. All right. Okay. Frittata. What we're going to do is we're going to first preheat our oven. So let's preheat our oven to 375. Okay, 375 on your oven. We're also going to cook the potatoes on the skillet. We're going to do the potatoes and the turkey bacon on the skillet. Okay, we're just going to saute them because obviously potatoes are raw and they're not going to cook if you cook it in with some eggs. So we're going to cook that first. Okay, what you want to do to take care of your pots and your pans, there should be zero reason why you have your stove on high. Okay, high stove tops are only for stir fries or for boiling water. All right, but for the most part, what we're going to do is we're going to put it on like medium low, and we're going to let our skillet heat up that way. All right, that's how we take care of our pots and our pans. I'm going to take my yellow potato or your sweet potato, doesn't matter. There's so many health benefits to both of these. And so I'm actually not going to cut them so big. I want to dice them because I don't want to be here for a long time. Okay, so we're going to make it kind of small. Let me show you. So I've kind of cut this into 3 long slices, and then see how I've diced it, to a pretty small amount, maybe like the size of my thumb. Okay, not my whole thumb, but also I know I have a weird thumb. Goes all the way back. It's my party trick. Okay, so we're dicing our potatoes rather small. Okay, so we got our potatoes here. Okay, skillet. Yeah, just 1 potato is fine. 1 potato is fine, unless you're making a huge, we're going to be throwing in a lot of vegetables in this. So one potato is good. 1 big potato is great. It really doesn't matter. It's really up to you. But yeah, we'll do 1 potato. The other potato, I actually have a sweet potato laying around. I'm going to use that for our roasted veggies later on. So if you have 2 potatoes, hold off. Okay. Then I'm going to take a little bit of avocado oil. You can pour in a little bit, or you can use the spray. I like using the spray just because it's easier. Okay, and I just spray my skillet. I give that another minute to heat up. Then I've got all right. I'm switching between my cell phone and my computer to give you guys like a Food Network, a really cheap Food Network dupe. All right. So I've got my potatoes. I've got a hot skillet. How do we know that your skillet's hot? Put your hand in it? No. Spit in it? Nah, not really. Take a little bit of water from the sink and just spray it on there. You hear that sizzle? It's ready. Okay. So I'm going to add my potatoes to this. The skillet should be at about, yeah, medium. So we've heated it up around medium low. So we can turn it up to medium. Keep it between, medium, low. We are going to put the top on it in a little bit. One shortcut to making your veggies cook faster, what we want to do whenever it's on the skillet, is we want to add a little bit of salt. Add a little bit of salt. Salt is going to help draw out the moisture and help it to cook a little faster. So we'll do a little salt, do a little pepper. And give it a nice little mix. Right? And then to get this going a little faster, we're going to go ahead and put a lid on it. Potatoes have a lot of moisture, so you don't have to worry about adding any liquid or anything like that. So put your top on. All right.
Hey, my Instapot says food burn. I'm ready in an epic fail.
Okay, no, it's okay. So add a little bit of water.
Mine too.
Add a little bit of water.
So open it up. Do I see vent it first?
No, it's because there's no pressure in it. There shouldn't be any pressure. If it's saying food burn, that means that it just needs water.
Okay.
A different one. So go ahead and do like about a cup or two of water. Just pour it in there. All right. While the potatoes are cooking, we're going to be checking on them because we don't want them to burn. We're going to go ahead and slice up our turkey bacon. Okay. Now, the reason I said turkey bacon is because turkey bacon is a lean protein. Has a lot of protein. This is also fully cooked. So I don't have to worry about the cross-contamination for this. But turkey bacon is pure protein. Bacon, like pork bacon, has a lot of fat. Even though it is delicious, we kind of don't consider regular bacon as a protein. And right now, because we want to prioritize our protein, we want to get as much protein in. So we go for something like this. You guys can also use chicken sausage, chicken apple sausage, any sausages you like, honestly, whatever meats you like. So if you really like bacon, maybe chorizo, anything like that, add it to this, okay? So let's take our bacon and we're going to slice this as well. Now I'm using a whole pack. You can use half a pack. It doesn't matter, but you guys know that I need my protein. So I'm doing a full pack. Okay. All right. And I just basically cut them into strips. Everybody good so far? We got water in the Instant Pot. We got our potatoes with the top on. We're slicing our turkey bacon. Okay. Let's check those potatoes and give it a little swirl. If they're browning too quickly, turn the heat down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Let's finish cutting up some veggies for our frittata. Let's do a bell pepper. Okay. Now these frittatas are awesome for whatever is going bad in your fridge. Okay. Usually if, you know, it's Sunday or right before you do groceries, you look in the fridge and you're like, oh, I've got all these veggies and they're going to go bad, or I don't feel like cooking them, whatever, then just cut them up, throw them in your frittata. Okay. So I've got an orange bell pepper here. Okay. This is how I like to cut my bell peppers. Right. I have my bell pepper. I like to kind of go around like so, because I don't like the seeds and the seeds are messy. So I kind of go around the core. Okay. Bell peppers are really high in vitamin C. Vitamin C, aside from, you know, strengthening your immune system and aside from strengthening your immune system, actually helps to stimulate collagen. So if you are taking collagen supplements or collagen powder, you are not getting your vitamin C in. Or if you're eating meats that have collagen, like fatty ribeyes, bone marrow, all that delicious stuff, and you're not getting enough vitamin C from your diet, your body is not really utilizing that collagen. Okay, so
Angie, quick question. If we have one of those cast iron skillets, is it better to do the frittata in that, or
yeah, you totally can. You
should we
totally
preheat it in the oven with the oven that's preheating to 375?
you can. If you want to do your potatoes on there, you can do your potatoes on there. Like you can already yeah, you can already just cook everything on that skillet and then throw everything in for sure. Okay, everyone good with chopping the bell pepper? I'm gonna take a look at my potatoes again. Check them out.
The potatoes have to fully cook, right?
Yes, yes, they should fully cook.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, went overboard. I'm gonna cover it again.
Angie, let me ask you a quick question. Can we substitute like bone broth in the Instapot for the chicken if we wanted to do that? I'm pretty sure that's okay, but
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
awesome. Okay, thank you.
And I would also encourage you to drink it after, you know, especially with the chicken. You make yourself like a soup there. That's another great option. Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
just make yourself a little soup. No, that's
I
perfect.
learned that from you.
It's so easy. So
It
easy.
is.
Like, no waste, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got our bell pepper. All right. We're doing that. Now let's also do our tomato. Okay, so I got a Roma tomato here. It doesn't matter what kind of tomatoes you have. I'm chopping them up the same. same size. And you guys asked me to help you chop, cut something, right? What we're doing is we are chopping, right? Or dicing. Dicing would be smaller, but we're kind of dicing, chopping our veggies. So you can hear my children. I don't know if you can. I read them their rights before we started, so hopefully they keep it down. Okay, continuing to check the potato. All right, so I'm going to show you how I can tell that the potatoes are done or cooked. You kind of just want to like find your fattest potato. Fat potato. And see if you can just stick your spatula through and it just chops, right? So if it goes in pretty easily, it's done. Also, you want to make sure, again, caring for our pans and our pots, always use a silicone, plastic, or wood. You don't want to use stainless steel or any metals on this because then it's going to start to scrape the bottom of the pan and then your food's going to start sticking to it and you're just going to lose the integrity of the pan. So let's just make sure that we're, you know, taking care of our stuff. Okay, that's another one. All right. So they're not super, super soft, but I would say that it's cooked. However, I'm going to leave it in the pan and I'm going to add my turkey bacon to this. This is going to say this is going to be one beefy frittata. Okay, mix it up. Again, the turkey bacon is cooked, but I kind of want to brown it a little bit, get it warm. So I'm throwing it in there and I'm going to put the top on one more time. Okay. Let's take our glass pan and let's spray it with some, or spray it or drizzle it with some avocado oil and, you know, just kind of massage it. Maybe just rub it around, but okay. So you want to grease it really well, especially the sides and the corners. Okay, all good. So I'm gonna go ahead and add, just to clear my cutting board, I'm gonna take my peppers, my tomatoes, and add it to the dish. Just kind of mix it around because we're just going to pour everything on top of this. So you really don't want like tomatoes on one side and peppers on the other, unless maybe your husband doesn't like tomatoes and you keep it on your side, whatever. There you go. We're also going to take some green onion. Okay, I got some weird green onion that were like growing super strangely in my refrigerator. This is one of the things that is just going bad. So I'm going to slice this thin. I'm going to do the white parts. And again, adding it to the frittata. to the glass pan. The green part, I'll actually add to the top to make it look pretty.
Hey, Angie, quick question. If I'm using the cast iron, should I take everything out and then like put avocado oil so that it doesn't burn, or will it not? I know it's probably a stupid question, but
No, there's no stupid questions. If your cast iron skillet is already seasoned, it shouldn't stick to it, but it doesn't hurt to just add a little bit more while everything's in it. Yeah, you don't have to
Okay.
take anything out.
thank you. And so if it's still, I wouldn't add the vegetables yet then, right? Because mine's
it'll
still
cook.
on the, yeah,
Right.
okay, so wait, okay.
Okay, so let me show you. The turkey bacon and the potatoes have a lot of moisture because of the turkey. So I'm just gonna let it cook here for a while so that all the liquid evaporates. All right, and then I can add it to my pan in a minute. All right, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, just for a little bit, still on low, have it on low now. All right, so we've got our green onion. The only thing that's missing from the frittata is kale or spinach. All right, maybe you got some spinach leaves. Go ahead and you can cut them up or you can just throw them into the pan. That doesn't matter, right?
Just like you said.
Yeah, perfect, Christina. That looks good. The perfect bunch, right? So just chop it. Chop it right down the middle. Don't even take the little thing off.
This?
Yeah, you can use that to hold it. You know what I mean? Like this.
No, down the
It's
middle.
pretty low already. And I would just chop it like that. I'm not going to do it with kale because I'm going to show you guys how to do kale. All right. So with kale,
You don't use it?
You could.
um,
No, but
Hey, I bought kale greens instead of a whole kale plant. Is that
that's
okay?
fine. Yeah, perfect. Throw that in there already because you're already ahead of the game. Yours is already chopped. So when we're looking at kale, this one is dinosaur kale or Tuscan kale. This one's actually my favorite, but they're all the freaking same. You have a really thick stem here, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold the stem and we're gonna pinch one part of the stem and slide it right off, okay? Easy peasy. All right. So you're just gonna take it, slide it off. Okay, hold the stem, pinch it, and slide it out. This is already pretty clean. I did like a quick rinse, but it's probably easier to rinse it all while you have it off the stem. Right? Okay. So now I've got my kale leaves. I'm just gonna do a rough chop. Okay.
Angie, did you use one or two of the green onions?
I used one because it was pretty fat. You can use whatever you want, but I used one. Okay, now I'm just gonna add my kale. Okay, look at all those colors, you guys. This is what we want to aim for. Eat the rainbow. If you're the type of person that you get maybe some stomach discomfort eating raw vegetables like salads, right? Or raw veggies, you always want to just cook it or steam it. Okay. That's going to release some of the enzymes to help your body actually digest it better. So this is a great thing that we're doing here, especially if you have some digestive issues. So we've got this. Let's take our potatoes or turkey bacon and add it to the pan. Okay. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Just kind of evening it out. So hearty, okay? I'm gonna put this off to the side. I'm gonna get myself a bowl. Pretty large bowl because I'm gonna be taking a whole carton of eggs. And we're gonna add a whole carton of eggs to this, to the bowl. All right. So this will be fun for your kids to try to crack an egg. And don't worry about the shells because we're putting it in a bowl. So you can always fish that out. But I love how some of you guys have your kids involved. This actually helps them to try new foods. Not that they will every single time, but I'd say you're being an extremely great influence by having them in the kitchen helping you. I have mine locked in a cage right now. I hear my chicken sizzling already. Only have 44 minutes left on that. All right, a dozen eggs done. Are we doing good? Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so you could take a fork, you could take a whisk, okay? I would add a little bit of pepper. Now I'm not gonna do salt because the turkey bacon is salty enough. I'm just gonna do a little pepper. There is so much flavor in here already between the bell peppers, the turkey bacon, the potatoes. Remember, we put salt in the potatoes too. So go ahead and whisk it. Again, you can do this with a fork. Just yourself a nice forearm bicep workout.
Do you ever use egg whites for this? Like mix half and half or always full eggs?
You totally can, for sure. For sure. You can use egg whites. You can do half and half. it is super important. You know, the egg yolks are basically equivalent to nature's multivitamin because they contain almost every nutrient that humans need. So I always encourage everybody to eat egg yolks. Not only that, but there's a lot of vitamins in these vegetables, vitamin A, D, E, K. And a lot of those vegetables are only, or those vitamins are only absorbed when you eat it with fats. So that's why it's really important to have it with your egg yolks, because egg yolks do contain fat, right? So going on a low fat diet or a no fat diet is never a good idea, right? Because you need it, especially us women, we need it to build our hormones. Okay, so now that we've got our scrambled eggs, let's pour it. Okay. Now everything's not going to fully submerge, obviously, but it is going to start to rise once it bakes. You kind of want everything at least dipped in the egg, covered a little bit. So pretty. I'm going to take the greens of my onions, the green onions, just the tops. And I'm just gonna put it on top because it's so pretty. And voila. Okay, done with the frittata. We're gonna pop this in the oven and set your timer for 15 minutes. Everybody's oven is different, okay? So we're gonna set it for 15 minutes and then we're gonna check it.
Sorry, how many minutes?
15. 15 minutes, 1-5. Okay, that's two things done in about 35 minutes. Once you guys get the hang of this and you're doing this on your own, it'll be what temperature? It's already, your oven should already be preheating at 375. So we're just gonna pop it in there. That same bowl that you guys used for your eggs, if it's large enough, keep it out because we're gonna do our meatballs in it right now. Don't worry about cleaning it because we're gonna be adding eggs to, or an egg to the meatballs anyways. So this is a lazy chef's cooking class. Also, before I start cooking, I like to have a clean kitchen because as I'm cooking, I'll just put things in the dishwasher, you know, just there's space. So that also helps. Okay, here we go. Meatballs. We are going to add in your meats, whatever meats you got. So I've got some ground pork here. Maybe you just have 2 pounds of beef. That's fine. I got ground pork. Lamb works great too. Okay. Pork just gives it kind of like a very moist consistency because it's so fatty. And I like fat. Okay, and then I got this grass-fed beef from Whole Foods. It also includes beef liver and beef heart, which are probably another amazing source of iron. So those who are anemic, deficient in B vitamins, okay, this is really, really nutrient dense. So it's already mixed together. So that's why I like to use it. So I've got this beef. And you don't taste the liver or the heart in this at all. Right, instead of breadcrumbs, we're using almond meal or almond flour. All right. Everything that we're making today is what we call paleo, basically anti-inflammatory. All right. These are all foods that help to support the body. We're making it so nutrient dense, prioritizing protein. I love cooking because cooking is not baking. I hate baking. I don't like measuring. I don't want to use extra tools. I don't want to think. I just want to pour a little bit of my almond meal. So if you need a reference, I would do about a 1/4 cup of almond meal. Okay, 1/4 cup, or just eyeball it. See that? It's probably the size of your palm if you were to put some in your palm. Right, add that to it. All right, we're gonna take some Italian seasoning. Right, Italian seasoning, it's already done for you. If you don't have Italian seasoning, you can use oregano. This has oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, rosemary, and sage. So if you have any of those, add it. If you don't have any of those, doesn't matter. It's not going to make or break the recipe. Use what you got, okay? So probably about a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Now, dried herbs are going to be a lot stronger than fresh. They're a lot more concentrated. So keep that in mind whenever you use dry herbs. You don't need a lot. Right? And then I'm going to take some of my Three Amigos or salt, onion, garlic powder. Eyeball it too. Just add some more. Let's take some pepper. Okay. Let's add an egg. Okay. Crack it right in there. If you get a shell in there, don't worry about it. You won't taste it.
Save the shells if you have a garden. It's great
Yes.
for your plants.
It is. It
I
really
learned that from my little old grandmother.
Aww.
Yeah.
The wisdom. It's true. No, that's great.
Did you add salt as well, or is there enough salt in the? Okay, add salt.
Yeah, salt, onion, and garlic powder along with the Italian spices.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take some parsley, some Italian parsley. I'm just gonna chop this up. I'm gonna add it to our meatballs because not only does it give it a nice flavor, and not only is it gonna make it look pretty with some, speckles of green in it, but parsley is a really great herb for helping your body detox. All right, so it's helping your body to support that detoxification. Parsley, cilantro is great. So I like adding
Maybe regular parsley.
yeah, curly parsley or Italian parsley, either one. Either one. It smells so good. Okay, add it to that. Okay, we've got everything for our meatballs. So what we're gonna do, if you don't have almond flour, yeah, you can leave it out. You can leave it out. Tapioca or arrowroot starch works. You can leave it out. If you have like sourdough bread, it would be paleo, but if you have something like that, toast it up and crumble it up in there.
Angie, what did the arrowroot do? Because I made the bang bang shrimp from Whole30 last night, and I didn't have arrowroot, but I had everything else. What does
Yeah.
that?
So in that recipe, the arrowroot acts like a binder and it holds on to the sauce when you cook it, when you have the shrimp and you have the arrowroot and you fry it in it, it's going to hold on to the shrimp and it's also going to hold on to the sauce so that your shrimp doesn't, the sauce doesn't just fall off the shrimp.
Right.
Right?
So I pan fried it with the avocado oil. Are you
Yeah.
supposed to like deep fry it or no?
No, just pan fry it. The way you did it is great.
I pan fried it, yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It was
Good. I know it's so good.
yeah.
The almond flour in this actually acts as like another binder, but it helps to keep it moist. So that's why. But if not, it's again, it's not going to make or break anything. The whole point of this is to make sure you have protein in your freezer when you're hungry, when you need something, when you're tired, you have something that's nutrient dense to help support your body and your mood. Okay. So I'm going to use a glove. You can just maybe have your kids do it, have your husbands do it so you don't get your hands dirty. And just mix it all up. Now you don't want to over mix it, okay? Over mix it will make it like too tough. So just like a gentle, show you. Right, we're just gently getting it done. Let me get you back on my computer.
Not a deep tissue massage, but a Swedish massage.
There you go. I love I love that. Oh my gosh, that is such a great analogy. Yes. Swedish massage. Okay. How's everybody doing? Is everybody trekking well, or you guys, am I going too fast, slow?
Great pace.
Good, cool,
No, we're right up with you. We're good.
awesome.
Yeah. We're good.
You too, you're good?
That's
I love it.
the frittata, you said 15 minutes, right?
Yes, 15 minutes.
Because it's almost done. I think.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. My IT guy is off the clock and thinks that, you know. So you want to say hi?
Ray, you're fired.
You hear Valeria?
Oh, he's speaking.
Okay, cool. We're back. My phone is plugged in now. Okay, so I'm gonna take our baking dish. Or not our baking dish, our sheet. Baking sheet, baking dish is what we have our frittata in. And put some foil. You could do parchment paper. Now, a shortcut that I love is I love using a cookie scoop for my meatballs, right? So that way I'm not there, you know, the whole time. Again, we want to utilize tools to make this faster, okay? We are coming up on an hour. After this, we got something real quick and we're done. So you want to make them, it doesn't matter if you do ping pong balls or golf size balls, but you do want them to be even because you want them to cook evenly. You don't want some burned, some maybe not done in the middle. Okay. See, I'm just kind of putting them all in a line. About a finger width of space in between.
And do we spray the pan or no?
No, you don't need to spray the pan because there's so much
Pork.
fat. There's fat in the beef or the pork or whatever you're using that you're gonna see like an accumulation of fat build up as this cooks. The fat renders and you don't have to worry about that. Now this is a total shortcut. The proper way of making meatballs is you saute them on a skillet, you brown them, and then you put them into tomato sauce to cook, right? But we don't have time for that because, we got kids, we got a family, we're coming home late from work. So we are doing things to fit our lifestyle. Now with this, you guys can use chicken, ground chicken. I think someone reached out and asked me about that today. You could use ground chicken. You can use ground turkey. You can use a mixture of things. You can change up the spices. In one of my classes, we did, I don't know if anybody here attended, but we did Greek meatballs. We did beef and we did lamb. And we did we used dill and coriander. It's such a versatile recipe or type of food that you can just use whatever you want, mix and match. Again, this is why I love cooking, because if you forget an ingredient, it doesn't mean anything. Make it happen. How much time is left on your frittatas, you guys?
I forgot to put the timer, so I'm waiting on you.
I was hoping I could rely on you guys.
Mine's been 15 minutes, but it wasn't ready at all.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, it might take a little longer. I like to set it at an earlier time and then keep checking instead of a later time and then it's burned, Another way is way to tell is once something starts to smell, if you smell something cooking, now it's time to start checking. So you're going to see that with the meatballs. The meatballs are really going to smell. And then you can start checking on them. Okay, meatballs are done. All right. Now, you can throw them in your oven with a frittata. If you have an option for convection bake, okay, a lot of ovens have convection on it. Convection just means that the fan is on, okay? And when the fan is on and running, it creates an even temperature throughout your oven. If not, if you don't have a convection oven, you can just put them on both racks and then halfway through, flip them, okay? Because one side is going to have more heat than another, all right? But in this case, you won't need to, not with the frittata. Oh, nice. All right. Okay, so I threw that in there. Take a sip of your water, your wine. We got one more thing and we are done.
Do we put these in the oven?
Yes, put them in the oven.
Thank you.
Great job. I saw you rolling those.
Angie, at 375 for how long for the meatballs?
For the meatballs, I'd say maybe about 15 minutes, another 15 minutes. Now, if you're doing pork or beef, you know, those can be a little bit undercooked, not undercooked, but I wouldn't even say rare, but not overcooked. I don't like tough meat. Especially if later on you're going to be warming them up, then I'd say 15 minutes and then we'll check it and I'll show you guys how to check it. Like what to look for. All right. I got another baking sheet here. All right. Now we're going to add our veggies to this. This is one of those things that I tell my clients, I tell people all the time. If you're already in the kitchen, just do a big sheet of vegetables. All right. And then you can pull from that throughout the week. All right. So let's do full sheet of veggies. Let's make this simple. Clear out some of this. Okay. So like I said at the beginning, I have a sweet potato. Okay, I just had this. So I'm going to cut this. I need all of my veggies, again, to be an equal size. I just cut the ends of my sweet potato off. So I need it to be all equal sizes because I need it to cook evenly, okay? If I look at the veggies that I've gotten, cauliflower, I just got the cauliflower florets. Guys, get already cut veggies, okay? It's going to make it so much faster, right? So already cut veggies. So I kind of want to make sure that my potatoes are about this size. Okay. I mean, this is big, but this is also not as dense as a potato. So these are a little bit smaller. I love roasted cauliflower. That is one of my favorites. It never makes it to a Tupperware because I end up eating everything from the pan. It's so good. All right, so I'm gonna cut my sweet potato in half. Always make sure that you're starting with sharp knives. That's gonna reduce your risk for injury. I have sliced my thumb open with a dull knife, so. Okay, so I've cut it in half. I'm gonna cut it thirds. Okay. Then see that? Add it to the pan. Same with this. 1, 2. So I got 3 here and then across. Okay. I'm also going to do carrots. Carrots, I don't like to peel them. You don't need to peel them. There's no need. Carrots really don't have skin. They just have an outside. So I just kind of wipe it off. The ends are usually, you know, kind of going bad a little bit and little tips. Cut those off. And with carrots, again, you want to make sure that it's about the same size. I like to cut it on a diagonal. Let me show you. I think right there, yeah. Oh, this is so weird. I'm trying to hold it. Let me do it like this. So you cut it like on a diagonal. That's just another fancy way of doing it, but you don't have to. Maybe it was better to show you this way. This and this. Right, so I got my carrots, my potatoes, cauliflower, got my Brussels sprouts. Okay, Brussels sprouts, you can either get them already halved. I just got them whole. I'm gonna cut off the tip of it and then slice it down the middle. Right? Some of the leaves will fall off. I actually like the leaves kind of like burnt a little bit when it cooks, when it roasts. So good. So I'll add that to the pan.
How do we know the frittata is ready if it's like browned up on top?
Yeah.
Or on the
Yeah.
sides?
And another thing that you can do is you can shake the pan a little bit. And if you see that the egg hasn't settled, then it still needs to cook a little. But if it's browned on the top, it should be fine. Yeah, like if I touch the middle, it's solid. So I'll take it out. Thanks for the reminder, Lucy. That's done. And honestly, my meatballs are cooking pretty quickly too. So we'll, Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes. There you go. Utilize your contraptions. Technology.
Hey, you just turned on my Alexa.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That happened. Oh my gosh, is Joanne on here? She did that to me the other day on our call.
That
Okay.
Alexa checks a little sketchy. You guys be careful.
I know. Well, thankfully I'm not a threat to this country, so I don't know. Okay. There's any parts of your veggies that kind of look like this, that kind of like rotting a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to add those.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Use balsamic vinegar.
Yes, I do use balsamic vinegar. Do you like balsamic vinegar?
My dad does.
Yeah? On what? Like salads?
On the
On the
vegetables.
vegetables.
Perfect. That's great.
Especially the listeners.
Mommy,
Balsamic's awesome.
I think you already said this, Angie, but all of the vegetables should be around the same size, right? So cut up the cauliflower florets even more. Okay.
Yep. All right. So got my Brussels my sweet potato, my carrots, my cauliflower. And last but not least, my onion. And you know why I'm leaving this thing for last. Let me get my glasses. It's almost done. Okay. Love roasted onions. Now caramelized. Okay, I basically just cut this in half. And then kind of like my sweet potato. Mm.
Do you piece it apart or you leave it chunky like that?
Well, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna mix it in a second. So I just kind of threw all my veggies here. Check. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and take my meatballs out now. I think that it's been a sufficient amount of time. Yeah. So let me show you with my meatballs. I'm gonna take a break from the veggies real quick. So with my meatballs, they're kind of a little spongy in the middle, okay? I love that. I like them, like I said, a little bit medium, more medium than well done, right? You can use a thermometer, like a temperature. Make sure that it's above 145. But yeah, these are like perfect for me. Alexa off. So it depends on you guys. While this rests and it's out of the oven, it's still gonna cook a little bit more. So that's why I don't like my meatballs to be so dry. So this to me is perfect. All right. So I've got my meatballs and my frittatas done. See that? Okay. And I'm gonna ramp up my oven to 400 now. Come back to my veggies. Do you see kind of like what we're doing here? While something is going in the oven, we're doing something else, right? Again, we're at an hour, maybe a little over an hour. We had technical difficulties, right? Like some of us are, going a little bit slower, but the more that you do this, the faster it becomes. And you'll be able to do this in an hour or less, okay? I take maybe 45 minutes, if that, to do all of this, just because it's like, go, 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 right? You're utilizing your kitchen gadgets. Your Instant Pot is helping you out. Your oven is helping you out. And you're just cooking, right? Let's see, okay. So we got our veggies here, right? Now, I'm gonna add some avocado oil. I'm actually gonna drizzle it on here. I'm running out, so I'll also use my spray.
Can I ask you why you like avocado oil instead of olive oil?
So olive oil is a very fragile oil, okay? Olive oil is really better for drizzling on dressings or very low heat. because it's so fragile, it goes rancid very easily with too much heat. Okay. Avocado has a high smoke point. So you can use avocado for anything, whether it's roasting, frying, sauteing. There's a neutral flavor to it. It won't go rancid. And yeah, so olive oil is really not good for cooking. It should be avocado oil. You can also use like lard. You can use ghee, which is clarified butter. The milk solids have been removed, so it'll give you a high smoke point. That's really what we kind of look for. If you consume an oil that has gone rancid, it can cause inflammation. Your body kind of perceives it as like a threat. So we always want to make sure that what we're eating is, you know, beneficial. It's good for us. All right, so I've got a good amount of avocado oil. I want to get it all in like the little nooks and crannies. Remember that.
So you put the real oil and you sprayed it.
Just because I was running out. I was running out.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just regular, whatever oil or fat you're going to use. Remember that it's important to have oil or fat with these vegetables. Okay. I like to do salt, onion, and garlic powder just because I already have it. It's already here. Some pepper. And guys, don't be afraid to add salt to your vegetables. I think a lot of people don't like veggies or they don't like healthy food because it's not seasoned with enough salt. And if you're using a good salt, like the Redmond real salt or an unrefined salt, Celtic sea salt, something like that, it's going to give it a lot of flavor and you're going to have a lot of those minerals that are really beneficial for us too. So don't be afraid to salt your food. Okay. So now that I've got this,
one more time, can you tell me the seasonings you just put on top?
yeah, salt, onion, garlic powder, and black pepper. You guys can use whatever you want, honestly. But again, I like to keep it basic. Salt, onion, garlic powders, and black pepper.
Can I add acorn squash, or is that a different? Okay. Does that need to be peeled? Is that a weird question or no? Don't peel it.
It doesn't need to be peeled. Acorn squash has a lot of fiber and antioxidants in the skin. It's great.
Okay.
I love acorn. Yes, acorn squash, butternut squash, any vegetable you guys want, anything you guys want. Okay, and now I'm just mixing it all up, making sure that all the veggies are coated with the oil. That's going to help keep it moist because oil creates like a barrier around the veggies so that it stays really moist. It doesn't dry out. I like to make sure that everything is touching the pan, that nothing is really on top, just because it's going to give it a nice golden crust, or like that caramelized is going to be where it touches the pan. My chicken's done. So I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to turn my Instant Pot off. Okay, I'm not even going to keep it warm. If I wanted to keep it warm, that would probably be in the daytime where I just want to keep it warm until nighttime, you know, until I have dinner. But I'm turning it off and I'm allowing the natural pressure to release, or natural release, right? Instead of hitting the valve and the steam going everywhere, I'm just going to let it sit there and it'll naturally go down on its own. If for whatever reason I'm in a hurry and I just want to eat, which is probably what's going to happen as soon as I hang up with you guys, I'm going to actually put it over here, or I can take it outside, but I would put it underneath my exhaust hood and I would turn on the exhaust and I would flip the valve that way so that all the steam goes up the exhaust. Or again, I could do it outside. Or you can do it inside, but it kind of like splatters and I don't know. But everybody done with their veggies? All right. See a couple more seasonings going. Rub it all together, mix it all together. And now we're going to add it to our 400-degree oven. Okay. And you guys, we're done. You did it. How awesome, how easy was that? Pretty easy, right? Again, meal prepping is like a muscle. The more you do it, the better you become at it, the easier it gets. Okay? You kids that are on, you guys can now help your parents meal prep, right? You can do it together. All right? Husbands too. Actually, I'm going to say a lot of the wives got to get in there and meal prep, because you guys have your husbands who do a lot of cooking. You guys can all do it. Okay, so how do we make these things stretch? All right. How long for the veggies? I would say like 30 minutes for the veggies. Put your timers on now for 30 minutes. Okay. 30 minutes. If you can flip it once in between, okay, so maybe at 15 minutes, this is what I'm going to tell you to do. Flip it at, set your timer for 15 minutes. At 15 minutes, go in, all right, take the pan out and flip the veggies around. Just kind of mix it around, okay, because they've been sitting on the pan, getting nice and golden. Flip it, okay, mix it around, put it back in for another 15 minutes, all right, and when it's done, you're done. How you're going to make this stretch. If you looked at what else would be helpful that I put on the list, any container of spring mix or salad greens, okay? That with dressings. Those are easy salads, easy lunches, okay? I like to basically add salad greens to all of my plates because it gives you fiber, okay? So it helps you with your digestion. It has great vitamins and minerals in it too. And it's just another color that you're eating. We always want to make sure we're eating enough colors. So you can add to the spring mix or to your greens, whatever veggies you like or whatever salads you like, you can add shredded chicken. You can mix shredded chicken with some mayonnaise and create like a chicken salad, okay? You can also have it with meatballs, all right? You can have spring mix, and I'm going to tell my clients this, my clients in the mornings, I want you to have your Tupperware, your glass container, whatever. I want you to add spring mix to it, and then I want you to take a slice of that frittata and add it to that, and that's what I want you guys to have for breakfast, okay? So this is going to be a very simple breakfast. You've just basically made, let me see, 2, 4, 6. Let's say 6 breakfasts, 6 servings of this. Okay? So you have a whole week of breakfast, almost. All right? 6 servings of this with your salad greens. With your meatballs, okay? With your meatballs, you have hearts of palm linguine, spaghetti squash, all right? For those of you who are not my clients, or maybe you're not doing paleo, you can do brown rice pastas. Actually, Jovial brand at Whole Foods is now on sale. It's like $3 for a box, okay? The kids, it's just like wheat noodles. It's delicious. So something like that. And then you have a tomato sauce or a pasta sauce, okay? Rao's pasta sauce, Classico is a good one. There's a lot of really good pasta sauces. Make sure that there's no sugar in it because they like to add sugar to the pasta sauces. No reason for that, right? So if you have your pasta sauce and you have your noodles, you know, or your hearts of palm linguine can, or even I'm seeing dried spaghetti squash, all right? Or even your brown rice for a lot of families. You have it already in your pantry and you're gonna have your meatballs in your freezer. That is fast food that will not go bad in the next couple days. Put the meatballs in the freezer. Put them in a Ziploc bag once they've cooled down, all right? That's fast food for you right there. With your chicken, after you've shredded it, you can mix it with some barbecue sauce. And on the side, okay, so barbecue sauce, like bone-sucking sauce, is delicious. There's no added sugar. There is honey and molasses, but there's no weird chemicals or anything like that. Primal Kitchen has a good barbecue sauce, right? So find a clean barbecue sauce, mix it on a skillet, you know, just warm it up with a little bit of barbecue sauce, and then take some of your roasted veggies and put that on the side. You've got yourself a meal right there. Okay. You can also add it to your greens, your salad greens. Frozen veggie blends. You can find like frozen veggies with cauliflower rice that you have in your freezer already. And you take some of your shredded chicken and you mix it together, maybe add a little bit of coconut aminos, right? Super simple. Maybe a little teriyaki sauce or whatever it is that you like. Add it to it. So basically adding your sauces to your chicken will help you create new meals. You can also take some of that shredded chicken, put it in a Ziploc and put it in your freezer. Okay, you can freeze that too. All right. Any questions?
Any suggestions for how to do cauliflower heads? Oh my gosh. I should have bought the florets, but
No, I wish that I had that. The only reason I didn't get that is because lately my Amazon shoppers have been getting like small ones and I like the big ones.
right.
So cut it at the stem, cut it at the root, and just I would keep roasting it. You can also, if you have like a food processor or even like a blender, like lightly pulse it and you can make cauliflower rice with it.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Gracias.
Yeah.
So my
Angie-
question is for, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Valeria.
My questions are more about the scary chicken and the Instapot that I've never made a whole chicken in my life. So I know you're like, oh, just shred it, but that thing is hot and there's bones.
Well, no. You want to wait until it cools off. You're done, right?
Okay.
It's gonna be so
Juicy.
it's gonna fall off the bone for you already,
Mhm.
right? So you're just gonna take it and you can take it with some tongs and just start taking it and putting it in a container and just fishing through it.
Do you find yourself that like with the seasoning you did, that was enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's just plain chicken. It's really
Okay.
good. But, I always add it to something. So I'll take, some of the veggies and I'll just add it with the chicken. I'm always eating the chicken with something. Mayonnaise.
And you do this weekly, one of those big chickens?
Yeah. I usually will do a big chicken with my vegetables. So I'll put
Okay.
it right in the middle of, no problem, guys. Thank you for being here. I'll put it right in the middle of my veggies. So maybe I'll have like a larger pan or maybe not as many veggies. And I would put my chicken right in the middle and I put my veggies all around it and I cook that thing together.
Okay.
And that's like super easy. That I do once a week. Every single week I do.
Okay.
Angie,
Yes. Hold on a second. Alyssa, you were next.
Yeah, how do I know what's supposed to be the temperature of the meatballs? I haven't taken them out yet.
It's okay. So if you press on it and it's like kind of like spongy, I mean, if you press on it and your finger goes down, I'm sure
Okay.
you're done already.
Okay.
But if it's like a
I'm gonna
little
made them big.
perfect, and if it's like hard, then maybe it's a little well done.
Okay, because it was turkey, ground turkey, so that's why I didn't know if it
Oh
takes
yeah.
longer.
So yours needs to be 165. So if you have a thermometer, do
165.
165.
Thank you.
If you take it out at like 160, that's fine. Leave it because as it cools, it's going to continue to cook. So as long as it's at 165, you're good. Who was it? Claudia? Were you next?
yeah.
Yeah.
The chicken is in the crock pot. Do I have to turn it?
No, you don't
No?
have to turn it. You just leave it.
Okay.
And I think yours, did you do high on the
Yeah,
crock?
high 4 hours.
Perfect. Yeah. So in 4 hours, check it. Make sure again, the thermometer needs to read at 165 for cooked chicken.
Okay.
Put it in the
Okay.
thickest part, in the breast, and put it in the leg also.
Okay. And what do you have a crock pot? Do you had it before? Which
I've
one
had
do you
one before.
prefer? Instant pot than crock pot?
Instant Pot. 100%.
Yeah, because this one is too slow.
Right. So I don't know how much longer you have. I mean, if in the future, if you were to do it like how we just did in the evening, just put it in the crock pot and take the crock pot, put a piece of foil or something on it and just take the inside of the crock pot and put it in your refrigerator. And the next morning, take it out and put it inside the crock pot, turn it on, and then you'll have it ready at night.
Okay. Okay.
Just for future. But I
Thank
like
you.
the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot has a slow cook feature. So if one morning I wake up and I want dinner done for the rest of the day, I'll put it on slow cooker.
Oh, I see. Okay, thanks.
One. No problem.
Yeah, I think I'll get that one.
Hey, Black Friday's coming up, you guys.
Yes.
Now's the time. Black
Huh?
Friday. Any other questions?
Yes. Are you gonna like email me like the recipes of what we cooked, at least with the times, or no?
The times are different. I can.
No, it's okay. I got it. I mean, I got for the most part.
No, the times are different. I'll put notes. I'll give you guys notes.
Okay.
That's the
Thanks.
recipe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now remember, there's no like real recipes.
I
We
know.
just did this off the top of my head.
They all.
But yeah, I'll give you exactly. I'll give you like the key things to it. Yes, for sure. And again, you guys are gonna have the recording. So you have this already. So you can play it back, or you can, do this together or whatever. I'm gonna have my IT guy see if he can merge the two videos, because we had that technical difficulty. The frittata is delish. Oh, good, Luisa. Good.
Angie, quick question. When the palmini, do you heat that up to use it?
I do. I just saute it just to heat it up, but I don't cook it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I'll throw that on. Yeah, I'll throw that on the stovetop, or if I want to take it for lunch the next day, I'll just put it in my glass container and.
Okay. The meatballs are delicious.
Good. Super easy, you guys.
It was great, and the frittata looks amazing, so I'm excited for breakfast.
But I'm excited to see your journals.
I've been journaling a little more, but
Good. It takes time, and practice, and this is what I'm here for, you guys. I'm here to help you. So I'm really, really happy that you guys joined. If you ever have any questions about anything, reach out to me. You know where to find me. My family is starving. They're like, when are we eating? So, all right.
Gracias. Buenas noches.
Thank you so much. I learned so much.
Bye, guys.
Angie, thank
Have a
you.
good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye,
Have a
good
good night, everybody. Angie, you're fantastic.
I love you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Andy. It was fun. A lot of fun.
This was
Bye.
awesome.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Angie.
All right, Joanne.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.